In the years that followed, it seemed that VR gaming was heating up, especially on the Meta platform. Oh, I forgot to mention, Facebook owns the Oculus brand and changed the name of it to the Meta Quest 2 in 2022. To be honest, I've warmed to the new name. It's a lot easier to say and spell. You should see the amount of red lines under the word Oculus in this script. The Meta Quest 2 had an impact on the whole of VR gaming, as for the next few years we got some insane games releasing, like the Resident Evil 4 port and Among Us VR, and even the big Zuckster himself announced GTA San Andreas was being worked on for the Quest 2, which obviously never happened, but it just showed how much support this platform was getting as game developers realised the full potential of releasing on there. For me, the best time to be a Meta Quest 2 owner was between 2021 and 23. It just seemed like a new great game and unique experience was being announced every week. I mean, a rock climbing game would probably be absolute dog shit on any other platform, but not VR though. It became one of the biggest games on there. We started to get sports titles as well for things like football, basketball and even hand egg. But even though it was those big names of the VR world getting the spotlight like Pavlov and Blade and Sorcery, which they definitely deserved, but for me, one of my favourite parts of the Quest 2 experience was trying the random games and ports found on a website called SideQuest. It essentially gives you a second marketplace to try different games you wouldn't find on the standard Quest marketplace. It's how I found the amazing Half-Life VR port among other games. The possibilities were endless, with so many different games to try, and even some big name franchises started to make their way into the VR space, like Assassin's Creed and the Batman Arkham franchise. But the fun didn't stop there, as some games introduced mods. Blade and Sorcery was one of the main ones, which allowed you to add some insane things to the game, like lightsabers, different soundtracks and arenas to fight in. They were a bit difficult to add at first, but they soon became a lot easier to manage and install. But the biggest one for me was a game called Contractors. It's essentially Call of Duty in VR. It's fast paced and a great casual FPS experience, which only got better when they introduced mod support. It started as just a few multiplayer maps from games like COD and Halo, but then some absolute legend did the unthinkable. One of my favourite game modes of all time is COD Zombies, and I know no one else seems to like it, but I absolutely love it. And when I saw people on PSVR playing Zombies maps in games like Pavlov, I was amazed, but also quite gutted, because I knew that there was a high chance no one would even attempt to bring it over to the Quest 2. But
oh joy! No power!
they did it, and I could not believe it, as it wasn't just some half-baked version of Noct with a few weapons lying around. No, they brought the full experience, with things like perks you could drink, a pack-a-punch machine, the mystery box. You could even reload a ray gun as you would in the real COD. The level of detail these modders went through was so insane, and I had nothing but respect for anyone who worked on these mods, and it's still such a surreal experience even in 2025.